Thank you so much for joining me here on this Friday. It's super snowy and gross in the Chicagoland area, but at least it's sunny outside, so I will take that. And at least we have electricity. Oh, thanks for being here, Melissa. And yes, so love to see everyone on. So today we are going to be talking about tracking your growth in your business. If at any point you have questions, just pop them into the chat bar, or if you agree, leave an emoji or something like that. Okay, so this week's podcast, on the Dreams to Plans podcast, we had on a special guest that talked about the importance of getting out an old-fashioned spreadsheet and tracking the growth in your business. And I have a mastermind where I teach other women in the product-based industry, mainly paper goods, on how to grow their businesses, how to create intentional branding, how to create a brand, not exactly just a boring business, because we want to create memorable brands, right? So I originally created for them a spreadsheet where we but track like your social media metrics. So your Instagram and your Pinterest, your email list, your Facebook followers, and it's just like a monthly spreadsheet that you pop in there so you can see, okay, are we growing? Did I do something different this month where I got more followers? But it's not just about having followers, right? You need to have engaged followers, because likes and followers, they don't necessarily mean money in the bank when it comes to growing your business, right? It's kind of a vanity metric, but it's still important. And if you're going to be spending time on social media, you should see like plain and clear, night and day, if what you are doing in your business is really growing and working for you. So you can quickly say, okay, this isn't working. What can I do to be better? How can I pivot? How can I have more intentional strategy, right? Like all the freaking things. So as I'm doing this spreadsheet, okay, this is how I track my own metrics in my business from, again, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, email list, those platforms. And then I thought, okay, after we had this guest on the podcast, how can we take it the next level further? So I updated my spreadsheet for my mastermind, and I'm sharing it with all of you. You can get it on the Dreams to Plans podcast website, episode 23. It's in the show notes. You can download it. And then after I get done with this video, I'm going to repurpose the content not only to my IGTV, but I'm going to upload it to YouTube, create a blog post, and then you can also get the spreadsheet there. Anyway, so I wanted to say, okay, how can I actually measure the revenue in my business? And don't get me wrong, I have a bookkeeping team and they keep track of all the expenses, all the profit and the loss and all of the things within my business. But at the same time, it's not broken down into different revenue buckets to where I can clearly see what areas of my business are bringing in the most revenue. So I'm a product-based business, and I sell retail, I sell wholesale, I have a store, an in-person store, I do coaching, I do custom work, and there's a lot of different revenue streams there. So unless I can clearly see, okay, my biggest money maker is this wholesale platform, and I'm on 2 different wholesale platforms, and I have sales reps. So really breaking it down to different categories to see where I'm getting the most revenue and where I'm not. So then I can pay more attention to that particular revenue stream, right? So I'll be totally transparent. Last month, I tracked the growth or the metrics within my business, and my number one revenue maker for the month was Fair. And I think it brought in like $25,000. Fair is a wholesale platform, and then I'm also on Abound, a different wholesale platform. I have sales reps, so that's a different revenue stream. And then I sell retail in my Kitty Meow in-person shop here in Naperville. And then I also sell on Etsy, and then I also have my own website, the Kitty Meow website, and then I also have I do coaching. I have revenue coming in from coaching, and then I also do the occasional custom work. So breaking all of these down, my biggest moneymaker for the month was the wholesale platform Fair, which is so fantastic. And it sounds like, oh my gosh, that's a huge number and you're making all this money. But you need to understand that while that one is the biggest revenue generator, it also gives me the least amount of profit. So when I'm selling wholesale, I'm selling my products for 50% off, and then being on a platform like Fair, they're taking a commission. So sometimes the commission can be 0 depending on the customer, but sometimes it could be 15%, sometimes it can be 25%. So depending on the product that I'm selling and what the margin is, there sometimes isn't really a lot of room for profit. So now I know, okay, it's fabulous that this revenue income stream Fair is doing fantastic, but it's also eating the most profit. What can I do to bring in profit from the other places that bring in a higher margin? And if I'm honest, the one that brings in the smallest revenue is my own personal website. Like Etsy is rocking and rolling. My in-person shop is great. I don't have to do much work there. Coachy's doing really well. So there's like a lot of great things going on, but my personal website, where I should be generating the most revenue because I get the most profit because I'm selling products at, at retail prices, not at 50% off markdown like wholesale. So then I tell myself, okay, now that I see clearly that my website needs more traffic, what can I do to get more traffic to my website? It's sending the emails on a regular basis. It's showing up on Pinterest for search engine optimization. It's like, unfortunately, not just one thing. It's going to always be cumulative, all of these things. And sometimes just showing up on Instagram alone is not going to be as profitable as you might think it would be. So I hope that you find this breakdown not overwhelming and that you feel like you can start tracking the metrics within your own business. And literally all you're doing is going into your analytics, writing down the number for the month. Don't do it by the day. Don't do it by the week. Just, go back for that previous month and look to see what your analytics are and see what that is. Write down that number. Keep it in your spreadsheet. If you did something different for that month that you want to note that there was maybe some reason why you would have had like a huge influx in orders, maybe it was the holiday season, maybe it's trade show time, or maybe you did a huge promotion, whatever it could look like for your business, you want to make note of what those things are so that when you go back on your spreadsheet, you can say, hey, normally January is a huge buying month for me. It is for me with wholesale sellers. Wholesalers, stores have money from a successful holiday Christmas season, and they're willing or ready to restock their shelves for the upcoming year, and that's when they have their new budgets, right? So January is also always huge for me, especially leading up to Valentine's Day. And then leading into Mother's Day and leading into summer and a whole new round of trade shows and buying opportunities. So you really need to track the metrics in your business to establish what these trends are going to be, because if you're not paying attention, you're never going to know. So again, if you want that tracker spreadsheet, you can head on over to the Dreams to Plans podcast website, episode 23. You can catch the replay of this episode on my blog, hosted on my YouTube channel this weekend. And if you want to catch it on Instagram, I'm not going to upload it until next week. So again, repurpose your content, strategically keep track of the growth in your business. It's only going to serve you well. And always here for any questions you might have. Have a fabulous weekend. Bye, friends.